Well, switching gears here, independent contractors are an important part of the American economy, and the group continues to grow as workers seek flexibility and employers look to fill temporary roles. According to Fiverr, independent contractors make up 4.1% of the U.S. labor force. Even with the uncertainty in the U.S. economy, 43% increased their revenue in 2023, and 55% expect to earn even more in 2024. Joining me now with the state of the U.S. freelancer, we've got Micha Kaufman, who is the Fiverr CEO. Great to see you here this morning, and thanks so much for taking the time here with us on Wealth. First and foremost, we got to know, in this broader labor situation and employment situation nationally, where you're seeing the state of labor as it pertains to the gig economy and those who are freelancing out there.
Thanks for having me, Brad. So what we're seeing from the report is that in general, freelancers that reside in major cities make more than the average freelancer in the US as a whole. And we've seen gravitation towards cities in Florida. They're in the top of the chart in terms of freelancer population, but also revenue growth. And we've seen other fast-growing cities with freelancers, including Las Vegas, Houston, which indicates that freelancers love sunshine, low income taxes, and the lower cost of living in these metro areas. But all in all, we're seeing tremendous optimism, and we're seeing more people that are engaging with freelancer over time, and to connect it to what you said about the economy and feeling the recession. What we're seeing with freelancers is their participation in the pie is just growing. The combined revenue of independent professionals in the US has been about $191 billion in 2023, which is a nice bump from the year before. It doesn't mean that there is no macro headwind, but it means that more people are participating in independent work and as such generating more money out of it.
Where do you see more people being able to take on opportunity? Are there specific in-demand roles and in-demand jobs for freelancers right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously we've called out a few increases in searches, which include trademark attorneys with almost 4,000% increase, business statistics with over 2,000% increase, economics with over 200% increase, and the list goes on. Obviously, anything that has to do with digital transformation. So that might be website development, that might be e-commerce setup, that might be anything that is related to AI. So the integration of AI technologies into their clients' products are some of the areas which are skyrocketing in demand right now.
And just a level deeper into that with regard to AI, I mean, this is something that you at Fiverr are deploying for your own business, but also trying to figure out, okay, where within the workforce, there are more people who are reskilling, specifically anticipating what generative AI and artificial intelligence more broadly, what type of inflection point that's experiencing.
Yeah, you know, if there's one thing very clear by now is that AI and Gen AI are extremely powerful technologies that allow all of us to achieve more and work faster. That said, we know that Gen AI in the hands of highly professional and creative talent produces astonishing results compared to the average person. In other words, Gen AI is accessible for everyone, which makes it the new baseline that doesn't give anyone a competitive edge. And getting the advantage always takes a human expert to make the most out of these new tools and technologies, which means that those who master these new technologies will outperform those who don't. So we're seeing our freelancers are actually getting very well familiar with these tools and are able to offer things that their customers cannot produce on their own.
Certainly. You know, I have to hustle to my finish here, but with the time we have left, I'd love to get your perspective as well on wages that freelancers are experiencing right now and where they're being able to perhaps take on even more revenue because of the type of work or because of the demand profile of their work.
Sure. What we've seen from the review is that independent professionals in the top 30 markets earn about 10% more than the US average across the different types of independent professionals. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to move into one of the biggest metros, but it seems that they're gravitating some of the talent, maybe because they think that they have also physical access to some of these customers. I believe, as I've said, that being able to become professional at these new technologies while staying very much service oriented, and ensuring that you can retain your customers over time are the key areas of success that we're seeing across our platform. And in general, we're seeing freelancers make more money on average doing what they love without going through the hustle of trying to win projects, but just focusing on their professional skills.
Micha, just lastly, while we have you, and we'd be remiss if we didn't take the opportunity to ask at least one business question about Fiverr in itself. I mean, there's a lot of people that are tapped into the Yahoo Finance platform. They dial up ticker symbol FVRR, and they take a look at how the stock is doing. Perhaps they've listened into some of your earnings reports as well. They hear about the buyback authorization for $100 million and the first of its kind for Fiverr as well in this most recent quarter here. Walk us into the next growth point that Fiverr is looking to unlock.
So I think you mentioned the buyback. The buyback represents our bullishness about the company and its future. And we think that right now the stock is trading well below where it should be, given the growth profile of the company and its high profitability. Now, we think that there is a lot of macro in it. If you look at the professional staffing market, in 2023, that market decreased by 19%, while Fiverr has been able to grow by 7-8%, which is a pretty massive offset, given the pretty high headwinds. And we feel that this profile of growth will just accelerate as markets start to normalize. We also see some fear out of AI and Gen AI and the potential displacement of talent. We've talked extensively about the fact that we're seeing AI as being net positive for us, which doesn't mean that some very, very simple tasks cannot be replaced by AI, but AI is generating so many more jobs that you can find on Fiverr, and they're growing very, very fast.
Certainly. Micha, great to catch up with you. Hope to continue the conversation in the future as well. Micha Kaufman, who is the Fiverr CEO. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having me.